Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Straight Unprofitability. Today, we've got a little bit to cover. It's not too much. I guess to start off, I got stopped out on this trade for $100. No big deal. I'm still going to recover my account. I'm still going to get that payout. Don't worry, guys. You guys will see that when it does happen. And so, to start off, let me go to the one-day chart. Obviously, yesterday was super bearish. Had a ginormous sell-off. I think that's what, like, dude, almost like a... it's like a 1,000-point sell-off, bro, in the last 2 days. Ridiculous. But yeah, so I was bearish on the day. Now this morning, this is what the setup was right here. You know, to be honest, it was kind of an obvious short. It had swept these like London session highs. So it was pretty obvious. And then it broke structure to the downside on this candle right here on the 5-minute chart. Now what I should have done, what I was thinking about doing, but I didn't because it was straight discipline to not take this trade, was short right here. Now I was literally sitting here watching this happen, but this just isn't my strategy, bro. It's just not my strategy. And as you guys know, in trading, your strategy and discipline is like the number one most absolute important thing if you're trying to be profitable. And even though if I had shorted this, I would have been profitable on today's trade, I didn't because that wasn't my strategy, okay? Now, what my strategy is I'm looking for a sweep of liquidity, right? And after that, I'm looking for a break of structure. And after that, I'm looking for a retrace into a fair value gap or an order block or maybe inverse a fair value gap, and I'll take an entry. Pretty simple, pretty effective strategy. You can call it the ICT strategy. TJR uses it. All these different people use it, right? It's a pretty simple strategy. It works. Today, this was the trade that I took. Now, this short went all the way down, like a couple hundred points, I think. And this level right here. Now, why do I have a line marked out at this level? Great question. I have a line marked out at this level because this was previous lows. On the hourly chart, it is literally like on the dot. Like, on the freaking dot, bro. On the dot. And I knew it was going to respect that level and it was going to bounce off of it, and that's where I was expecting to get a retracement. And that retracement, I was originally looking for it to retrace into this fair value gap right here. Now there is a pretty obvious fair value gap right here between this candle and this candle, and this is what I was kind of watching, right? So I was watching it and I was like, cool, I'll take an entry if it goes in this fair value gap and then has a 1-minute break of structure. That's what I was looking for. It's a 1-minute break of structure. Now it had that, but I didn't feel comfortable taking that specific trade because still getting bullish momentum. It's kind of what I was seeing, just still a lot of bullish momentum. So I was looking for it after that to go into this 5-minute fair value gap. Very small. It also happens to be a 15-minute fair value gap, giant 15-minute fair value gap. And so I knew that it was likely going to go to around equilibrium, and it pretty much did go to equilibrium in that fair value gap. And then I had seen this 1-minute break of structure to the downside. And now this is my strategy right here, bro. It swept all this liquidity from the people that were going short. Now I could have tried and wait for it to go over here, but there was a lot of resistance over here. The sellers were very heavy right here. And I knew that because watching this is what happened when it went over here. A lot of resistance right there. And so break a structure to the downside. I waited for it to retrace into this 1 minute fair value gap, and it did. And this is where I entered a short right here, actually. I was, of course, I'm late. Who's never late? I'm late. I'm always late. I entered when this candle was right here. I wanted to enter right here, but I entered right here. And I was early. To make a long story short, I was early on the move. I got stopped out. I was in profit for a little bit. I got stopped out for $100. Because I'm trading on micros. Whoa. Trading on micros. I'm trying to save my account. Now, what could I have done better about this trade? I could have put my stop up here, and I would have been totally fine. I would have made profits on the trade. I did originally want to take profits down here, but yeah, this ended up happening. So honestly, I would have been stopped out anyway if I had held this trade, but I feel like I most likely would have exited this trade after getting this just straight up consolidation nation. This shit looks like Asia session right here. What do we not do? Trade consolidation. We don't trade consolidation. This is terrible price action right here. So I likely would have exited the trade probably like over here just after getting this consolidation. But if I didn't, I would have been stopped out anyway. And now this is where the actual move made. This is almost another, not even almost. This is a perfect example of what my strategy looks like. Again, boom, made new highs. Boom, right here, swept liquidity. See that? It swept the liquidity. The liquidity was swept. A liquidity grab, a liquidity sweep, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. And then boom, break a structure, change of character, same thing. Market structure shift. It had a market structure shift to the downside. What I call it is a break of structure because I learned from somebody that calls it a break of structure. And then this is where I would have entered right here at this fair value gap. This would have been a perfect entry. And if I had taken this position at this entry, I would have put my stop above these highs because that stop loss placement is very important. As you can see by right here, stop loss placement is very important because I had my stop loss right here at this fair value gap, but I should have put it above the highs. Always respect your stop loss, guys. Now, yeah, this move would have been great. It would have been a great move. It would have been a long trade. A little bit of a long trade, probably like an hour and a half long trade. But it would have been a 215 point move to the downside. That would have been my take profit, as it was my take profit earlier before. Same level. Now, could it continue from down there? Possibly, if it broke through and actually had candle closes and had downward momentum, but we don't really have that much low resistance liquidity down here. This is a very strong high resistance level of liquidity, and that's why it reacted the way that it did. But yeah, that's the trade recap for the day, guys. I missed the move. I got stopped out. I was early a little bit, but that's okay because I didn't overtrade. I didn't break my rules, and I still have a little bit left to trade with. I still have hope that I'm going to bring my account back and still get that payout without having to pass another combine and do all of that. After I get that payout, I plan on account stacking, and don't worry, I will be documenting all of that. But yeah, that's the trade recap, guys. Go check out my Instagram. It's Alan W Trading, the same as my YouTube. Just started it. Post stuff about the gym. The gym. We be in the gym. We be in the gym a lot. every day. But yeah, it's trade recap, guys. I didn't take that trade, but I should have. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys on the next one.